insight check on him to see if he's telling us everything that he knows.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Wow.
Why?
You know he's...
I mean, I assume he's being honest, but...
You feel like he's being honest, but you also feel like he might not be telling you everything up front. So, yeah, he does seem like he's maybe leaving out details.
Okay.
Damn, this guy's telling us everything.
Because of this, I'm making preparations because I believe that there's possibly a threat that this Ian Covis fellow is sending an army to destroy my castle, based on what you've been talking about, this Grayson fellow has been talking about, my Castilian keeps warning me about. So making preparations against my will. However, there's a few things I cannot handle because I have to stay here with boring organization work and keeping the morale of the people up and making sure that they have the Lord of the Keep ready to defend the castle at a moment's notice and boring things like that. So I'm stuck here. I can't send my soldiers because they aren't skilled enough and I don't have any to spare. And my old adventuring buddies aren't here either. He glances at the empty space at the table.
Oh.
Since they are down south in the Elven Forest setting up a druid challenge for Jonathan. So, I happen to have 2 accomplished adventuring parties right here. I can pay you for your trouble, but I need some help if you're willing.
If it would, and of course this is a decision between the 3 of us, but I feel that if there's a way to gather more information about Ian Covis as well as rid him or his followers from the earth,
Yes.
I'm definitely willing.
Here, here.
I'd also owe you a favor if you do these things for me. And I repay my favors in many different ways. Support, items, money, maybe some additional things around the keep, information, of course.
Well, I'm sure that we are grateful for the opportunity as well as the recompense.
Grayson says, well, we tracked people up this way anyway, so we're here until something happens. So we don't really have any other plans but to be here.
Sir Silra, do you have any idea, any indication, any faint glimmer of evil that you might sense from anyone perhaps new or maybe even old in this keep, in this castle?
As I said, I screen all my guards before they join the ranks. Townspeople I try to screen as well in masses, but of course there are travelers into the keep all the time, and some people become employed with less of my knowledge because I'm away at times. And the keep is rather large for one person to patrol all the time, so it's always a possibility that someone sneaked their way in, but in the immediate vicinity, no.
I look over at the Castilian, kind of with a wanting gaze, as though, like, any thoughts on what might be a good place to start an investigation session.
The Castilian says, most people that come to the keep eventually make their way to the tavern. It's, like many towns, it's the social hub of the keep. Talking to guards is also a good place to start because they're always vigilant. Always vigilant. That's their job. Other than that, townspeople, just to see what they've seen, anything out of the ordinary. It's entirely up to you, but I think Sir Silra has some other things that he'd like to talk to you about as well before we get too deep into that.
Certainly.
Is it true you ride a dragon?
Yes, actually, it is true that I ride a dragon. My dragon is Selter, a gold dragon, a relatively young dragon still. I acquired him in my past travels.
I see. Cool.
Very cool. Do you have any other questions?
Kabar's been holding that question for a long time.
Well,
Couldn't hold it any longer.
You had other items you wish to discuss?
Yes, back to business, of course.
Yeah, I want a dragon.
He looks a little bored. All right, business.
But
business,
I mean, it'd be cool if you
business.
had one.
Um,
How do you keep him from eating you?
Oh, gold dragon.
So I have a few
Nice
tasks,
dragons.
some here and some around the territory. If
So
you
when
can
you-
divvy up the work and get it done in the next week or so, you'd be doing me a great favor, and I'd owe you some support. You've seemed to have agreed, so some of the work that I need done is around the keep. Some of it is about and about. I'd suggest splitting it up that way, but if you want to mix it up between you, that's fine by me too. I don't care who does the work. I don't care how. Well, I care how it's done because I don't want you going about and murdering everyone. Then I'd have to murder you, and that just would get ugly.
Just like.
No murder.
Unless it's monsters or evil, that's perfectly okay.
Sure.
But is that even murder?
No, it's not. It's justice.
Here.
So first of all, like I've discussed, I
so
need
drunk.
someone to ask questions discreetly and uncover any spies or assassins that might be trying to infiltrate my castle and kill me again. Or more importantly, if they try to kill my Castilian. That would be a much bigger blow. The Castilian kind of puffs himself up and looks a little happy at that. You see, the Castilian runs everything in this keep. Without him, I'd be lost.
See.
I don't even know how to run a keep. I'm just a figurehead.
He says that?
Yes.
Oh.
I'm an adventurer. I'm a paladin. Go out, fight like you. Or at least I would if I had the opportunity still to do that. But I just happened to acquire this keep, and the Castilian keeps everything running for me. Otherwise, I don't know what would happen. I'd probably not be able to pay anyone, and there'd be money just walking out of the building. I don't know. It would be ugly. Anyways, so I can't scan everyone for evil with intent, with all this work and preparation this Castilian wants me to do. The investigation has never been my strong point. Asking questions and gathering info is going to take finesse that I've never learned, never cared to learn. So that's one thing I need done. I also need some volunteers to help train and fortify the defenses. I'm working on plans and consolidating resources, but the guards need some last-minute training, and setting up extra troops around the keep would be very useful. So if or some extra traps, just in case of things that, potential encounters. So if someone could take care of that, that would be very nice as well. The peasants always need support too, though. Normally I'd handle these next two, but I just can't spare the time right now, as bad as I feel about it. It's too much travel. Some of the more rural farmers are complaining about giant bugs in the fields. One of them cannot work at all because of the danger. I need someone to investigate and fix this problem, because if the peasants start having trouble, they're going to stop living here. And that's just massive problems, because if I can't grow this place out, I can't have a nice fancy keep that I've always dreamed about.
Okay.
And also I've received reports that a band of ogres has been marauding the area. They may or not be within my territory, but I don't care at this point. They've at least been close enough that they can cause a problem. They're also close enough to lend support to the bad guys if we get attacked. They need to be dealt with, because ogres are evil, so you can murder those things as much as you want.
Murder ogres.
Exquisite.
I can give you 200 gold for each task that you take care of for me. I just need them all fixed within the next 6 days or so, a week, which means you can't do all the work at once, because some of these are going to require a bit of traveling. So like I said, divvy up the plan, work as you feel like. I don't care, as long as it gets done efficiently, safely, and justly.
Okay. Seems...
And of course, like I said, after that we can discuss any support you need from me.
Very good. Well, I think I have a fair understanding. In the outskirts, can you tell me more specifically where the reports of the giant bugs have been made? And
I have no idea. Normally I'd fly around with Seltzer until I found them, but other than that, I don't really know Castilian stops. just talk to the townspeople. I'm sure there'll have been reports. That's the best way to gather some information about what they need. Flying around on a dragon is not, he stares at the paladin, not the appropriate way to find out what needs to be done. Silra says, yeah, but it's a lot more fun than talking to peasants.
True.
It also takes a lot more time, since you have to fly around 20 square miles. Yeah, but he flies really high. Castillion just glares at him. He shuts up.
I see, okay. Alright,
Grayson speaks up. We'd be willing to help with whatever you need. We're not partial to any of those tasks at all. We have the skills necessary to accomplish any of those that these other folk don't think they're capable of.
well, I do have an idea of a way for us to kind of divide and conquer these tasks. What I would recommend us do...
He's a thinker.
What I would recommend is...
That's what Jonathan does, but he's not here, so I have no brains other than the Castillion.
Captain Grayson, if you would be so good as to take on the task of training and fortifying defenses, as you have a great deal of experience with that already.
That makes good, smart sense.
And in the meantime, we can begin, my compatriots and I can begin the investigation by talking to townspeople, and we'll be able to do that and see if we can ferret out the Ian Covis civil orders, and at the same time we can identify where these giant bugs might be. I would say maybe 2-3 days tops to determine to accomplish these tasks, and then maybe we can meet back up for the oh so fun task of exterminating ogres.
That seems fair, Grayson says. I can definitely take care of fortifying the defenses. I'm not sure exactly how long it'll take. It depends on the state of affairs here. If Silra is willing to let me talk to someone or find out about the guard, Silra says, yes, of course. I have a guard captain as well. And he didn't leave his job, so he's probably better at it than you, but... Grayson just kind of looks really angry. However, he quickly backpedals and says, maybe he has less experience than you. He's younger, and all I have done is outfit him with some gear and declared him as guard captain. So, sure, maybe he could get you some extra training. Just make sure you have enough time to take care of these ogres and the bugs, because they're not immediately in the keep, so they could take some time to travel to. I mean, my territory is small, so the bugs shouldn't be too far away, but I have no idea where the ogres is or what they're doing. For all I know, they could be bashing down the back door right now. I guess they'd be close, though.
Well, that's...
We should check
I mean,
the back
that's
door.
bad, but it's also good for ours.
Although if the ogres are here, I'm sure I can take care of them myself. And he looks at the Castillion, and the Castillion just shakes his head.
So, yeah,
So it's
since
kind of sad looking.
we will, I think,
We should trade.
Captain Grayson, I think at least in the evenings we'll communicate and see what the status of our tasks are.
Grayson kind of looks at you. No, technically, I'm no longer... I guess I'm captain of this squad, but I'm no longer a captain officially, so you don't necessarily have to call me captain unless you just like calling me captain.
What should I call you then?
Grayson.
Just Grayson.
You can call me by my first name. That's what people do.
Is that your first name?
That is my first name. My last name's Hindrel.
Grayson. Well, Grayson.
Who names are like Grayson?
We'll coordinate in the evening every day,
Captain.
I suspect, to give updates on the status of our tasks. And if the fortification and the training of the defenses, if you're still working on that by the time we complete our task or vice versa, then we can determine at that point whether it's wise to for one of our parties to go off and attend to the ogres. I suspect that will take a few days. All subject to change, of course, but
That sounds reasonable. Although I probably won't be able to get a good feeling about what's going on until midday tomorrow at the very earliest.
Well, we probably won't have much of an idea about what's going on until we stop by the tavern tonight and we parse a lot of this information from the peasants tomorrow. So if we just meet back up tomorrow evening to share our information, or at least send a message.
Silver pounds tea. Perfect. That sounds wonderful. We will get working, and you'll do your jobs, and I'll do my desk work. And we'll meet back here tomorrow, and you can tell me all your lively stories.
Here.
Stupendous.
Does your dragon talk?
Always about the dragon. Yes, it does.
What does it say?
Mostly we just talk about killing evil.
I like that.
Yeah, it's fun. He doesn't like this keep, but I don't know where else to be.
What does he eat?
I have a flock of sheep
Evil.
for him, for the most part, but he's not picky when it comes to orcs and goblins as well.
I was confused why you just shouted the word
What
evil.
Kabark looks a little stressed. Did you say orcs or half orcs?
Just regular orcs, sorry.
Oh,
I'm okay with half orcs. I understand that you've had a terrible life and you're trying to deal with the horribleness of your birth.
you don't know me. I'm just kidding. I don't say that.
No, you could say that. He's not exactly diplomatic, if you haven't noticed.
Right.
But yeah, Silter's not around right now. He's currently having more fun because he's not stuck being here, even though the custodian keeps telling me that I need to call Silter in. But I'm not going to do that to him because it's a free spirit and he should be able to do what he wants, just like a paladin.
Yes, I agree.
Sir Silra, I do have a couple of questions now for you.
Perfect. What kind of questions?
If they're not about the dragon,
Oh.
they're about your domain here, and it's primarily our latitude, I guess you could say. Essentially, while we're on this investigation, particularly, if we come across a Ian Covis supporter and something may go wrong and we are attacked, I want to have assurances on your part that we won't be held responsible for the murder of evil person.
You kill a townsperson, you'll be held responsible, even if it's crossfire, even if it's friendly fire, even if it's collateral damage. I think that's the word they use. I will hold you responsible for each good person you kill. However, if you kill something evil, I don't care.
Very good.
I mean, ideally, I'm sending you so we get some information before he dies.
Exactly, and that's my intent.
I'm not going to fault you for something I would do myself.
Sure. Okay, that's good. The
and try not to destroy my place. I've kept a lot of time just trying to build this up to where it's halfway decent.
Yeah.
I have limited limited manpower to work, so I would appreciate if you don't destroy my keep.
You have our assurances.
I know you're a wizard, so you probably throw fireballs every 5 minutes.
Oh my god, he throws them all over the place.
This is a relatively small keep. Fireballs hit a large radius. I remember they scorch rather painfully.
Mm-hmm. They do.
So,
okay.
Do you have windows at this keep?
we have some, but not very many.
That's good.
Most
I
of
like
them.
a Ranger
most of them-
Joe.
I'm trying to get stained glass in all the windows, but I have not found a stained glass craftsman yet.
Mm-hmm.
So my window placement is mostly shutters right now from the disrepair of the keep.
I see.
Okay, so I think this is my last question.
My sword
And it's
does
in
max
regards
damage
to sales, barter, and
against
trade
windows.
in your
Yeah,
domain.
nice.
He kind of gets a little tense with that question, with just the start of the question.
Essentially, all I'm asking is whether we might have permission to purchase potions
Potions?
or other support items.
Potions?
Yeah.
I barely even know you.
Oh,
I didn't get it.
I have a
Fire.
limited number of mages working nonstop
What was that
at
leap?
scrolls, training to be better, and crafting magical items and potions for me, none of which they're good at. And
Okay.
I don't know if I can afford to let you purchase potions from me and then take them away. Now, if you
Okay.
promise to use them in defense of the keep, and I hold you to that promise, then perhaps we can find an arrangement.
Well, how about this? We have enough probably to get us through these tasks. But maybe if we end up having to use a potion that we have on us in the defense of this keep, perhaps we can be paid back in kind.
The Castilian pipes up. That seems acceptable. Sora looks at him.
Thank you. That's more than reasonable.
More than reasonable, I say.
Here. Oh, okay.
It's not a drinking thing.
Everything's a drinking thing if you drink.
Oh boy.
I don't actually drink anything, by the way. I never drink alcohol. I'm an elf. We can't really take it.
Hey, in earlier editions, elves had some of the strongest alcohol. They had fey wine, which would like knock other people unconscious.
I can't be knocked unconscious.
That's right, because you never take damage.
There's that. It does help.
Well, that's enough talking for me.
Is that all?
That's it. Other than enjoying this excellent dinner. And
Oh, we're all done because we weren't talking the whole time.
oh, I'm sorry. Did you have anything worthwhile to add to the conversation, Joe?
No, he asked all the questions I wanted to ask.
Here.
Ouch, that was mean.
There's no potatoes left.